That was great.
Awesome. You want to do it? Oh, man. I'll say, first of all, I'm proud of our team. You get in these games, and you get in rivalry games, and you never know how it's going to go. You think, oh, the first quarter, that's just how it's going to go, and the game goes on. And it was hard. We were very, very choppy offensively in the first half. We were so inconsistent on third down and uncharacteristic of us. I think we were 1 of 6 in the first half on third down. And just weren't in rhythm. We couldn't quite get into rhythm. That defensively, we just kind of hung in there, and the guys did a good job of kind of keeping us in the game. And what's been indicative of this team all year long is our ability to come out in the third quarter, make really good adjustments. The team remained focused, and we played an awesome third quarter. And to get the 17 points, to do what we were doing defensively, get stops. The offense found our rhythm, and the guys just played tremendous in the second half. And so it was a great game. And then obviously to cap it off there at the end, a tremendous interception by Greg Ducre, which is challenging because WSU is going to keep throwing the ball at you, and it's hard on the corners because we had a good beat on what routes were coming, but it's hard to keep your hands off them and make your plays when you know what's coming. But it was a great play by Greg, and then the guys offensively going and capping it off and finishing the thing off there with that last drive. So I'm proud of our guys. I'm proud of our seniors. As I just got done telling them, they chose to come to the University of Washington when this might not have been the hottest school in our conference or in the country to come play at. We were talking about getting a new stadium. We were talking about getting a new facility. We were talking about where we were headed and what we were going to go do. And these guys chose to come here, and they came here and put an investment into this program for the last 4 to 5 years. And their investment has paid off. That they're walking out of here knowing that this football program's in a better place today than it was when they got here. And that's a real credit to those guys and the work that they put into it. And I'm happy for them that they're going to their 4th consecutive bowl game. I'm happy for them that they've been a part of a team that's gotten better from 5 wins to 7 wins, now to 8 wins, and hopefully a 9th. Because those guys, they're the catalyst for what we've done here. And I'm proud of the fact that they were able to walk out of here as a winner their last time at Husky Stadium, because I know it means a lot to them.
Steve, how satisfying is this for you personally to just get over the 7-win hump and be done with that?
Well, I'm happy about it that you guys don't ask me about it anymore. Quite honestly, it wasn't a big deal to me in that it was the number. I'm just tired of answering questions about it, quite honestly. But we're a better team today than we were a year ago. And a year ago, we were a better team than we were the year before that. Sometimes games go the way they go, and you don't get the call, or you don't get the catch, or you make the one bad call as a coach. But that doesn't mean that you're not a good football team, or you're not a better team than you were the year before. And we're a good team, and we played hard. We've been playing hard all year. We've had 3 lousy quarters, quite honestly, this season. But outside of that, our guys have played good football. We haven't been perfect, but we played good. We played hard. We've got good leadership. And I'm excited about the opportunity to go play another game with this group, because I think that they'll go out and perform. They'll prepare great and they'll go out and perform. And I'm excited for the future of this program, of where we're headed.
Is there a tipping point this week with Keith that convinced you that he was ready for this?
Yeah, I thought he threw really good on Thursday. I thought he threw really, really good Thursday. It was clean, efficient, threw the ball with conviction. And I thought for the most part he threw the ball well tonight. I thought in the first half, these senior night games, I remember Matt Leinert's senior game. We were playing UCLA and he started tearing up in the tunnel. And gosh, the first half was hard against UCLA in that game for him. And I think the first half was just hard for Keith. There's so much going on. He's coming off an injury. He didn't play last week. He wants to play great. He was just a little bit off. And not so much physically. He was actually off a little mentally. And boy, he really regrouped there in the second half and did some good stuff, made some great throws. The touchdown throw to Austin to give him an opportunity on that play, a couple throws to DeMarie, and then obviously capping it off with a nice zone read there for the touchdown run. So, it's been a great journey for Keith. And I think the last 5 years of his life are going to shape him for the next 60 to 70 years of his life. You know, I mean, he's been through a lot. And he's been through a lot physically. He's been through a lot emotionally. But every time that guy, he's got tremendous character, and he stands tall, and he doesn't waver. He never points the finger, and you know, we're proud that he's our guy. You know, and we get one more opportunity to go take the field with him. And again, I think he'll play like he did in the second half and just kind of build and take off.
Was there any doubt at halftime in your mind that he would come back with that strong second half?
I don't know if doubt's the right word. There's as a coaching staff and as the head coach, you play out scenarios in your mind, and you know, I try to do my best at that. Regardless if it were Keith or any other player, I'm trying to play out scenarios, and so it's just kind of getting a feel. I knew we were kicking off to Washington State. I was, okay, are they going to get 3? Are they going to get 7? Are we going to get a turnover? And you're just trying to play scenarios at halftime so you go out and put your best foot forward and go play a really good third quarter. And sure enough, we came out and played a good third quarter. So I don't know if doubt was the right word, but you try to speculate as best you can. And they put any of my potential speculation to rest, and I think Keith did by the way he played in the third quarter.
Can you talk about Bishop?
He seemed to make that a little antsy before the game, and it was a little.
I think it's just the emotional time. You know, like I was saying, Greg. You know, when I took this job, that's the first guy I went to go see, and shoot, this program was 0-12. You know, and at that time he was questioning, well, is this the right thing? When you're getting recruited by the Oregons, the Arizona States of the world, and you could go do that, and so he entrusted a lot in me, and it's been a long journey. You know, you talk about you replacing Jake Locker and all the lore and the greatness that Jake did for this program, and then you have a tremendous sophomore year, and you come back your junior year and you're fighting injuries, and it doesn't go the way you had hoped it go, and you come back your senior year and he's having a great senior season. I mean, he's playing just efficient football, and bang, you get hurt, and you miss a game and a half of conference play, and then you're healthy enough to go play your final game. It's the Apple Cup, it's Husky Stadium, it's senior day. I mean, there's so much emotion that goes into it that I don't blame him for feeling a little kind of just antsy or out of sorts. But he really did a nice job of being a fifth-year senior, settling himself down, and playing a nice second half of the game.
Can you talk about Bishop Sankey and the records that he broke today, just what he means to this team overall?
He's a stud. He's a stud. I wish he'd get, you know, I know you guys do a great job of covering us and building him up. He deserves so much recognition nationally and in our conference. I mean, the guy is unbelievable. He just, 34 carries, over 200 yards tonight, another 40 receiving. I think he's over 1,700 yards now on the season. He's got the career rushing record, career touchdowns record, the single season rushing record with another game to go. I'm glad he did it in 12 games so that people don't try to say, well, he did it in 13. He did it in 12, and now he can build upon it in the 13th game. And he's a great kid. He comes to work, like I say, all the time. He comes to work every single day. It's not about the flash. He's never going to stand up in front of anybody and boast about himself. It's going to be about the guys around him and the process and his coaches. But somebody has to boast about him, so I will. He's an absolute stud, and I'm hopeful he gets the recognition that he deserves.
You had to recruit Bishop, obviously, to come here, and Austin. Do you have to go down to those guys and recruit them to come back for their 4th year?
I'll never recruit them. I'm gonna sit down with them, and that starts Monday, and we're gonna put everything on the table about the process. And I'm here, like I've told them from the very beginning. I'm here to educate them on the process. I'm here to be an ear for them, to what their concerns are, what their goals are, and we'll go through it. And so that at the end of the day, when they make their decision, whether it's to stay at the University of Washington for another year or to go to the NFL, it's a very educated decision. It's not emotional. It's not one that you're listening to some guy on the street tell you should go or you should stay or all that. It's going to be an educated decision so that everybody involved feels great about what they're doing, whether it's to stay here for another year or go on and play in the National Football League. And we'll get to that point. They're both really bright kids, and they're both. It'll be very clear to them at the end whether it's to stay or to go. And and we'll get to that point.
Sark, of all the yards that he had today, it sure seems like that screen was a real game changer given the
Huge play.
circumstances.
Huge play, start of the third quarter, we're in a third and long, it was a nice job by everybody involved, nice job by the coaches at halftime. That was something that we had talked about at halftime. Hey, the first third and long we get, let's go to that screen play based on what we were getting from Washington State. And I didn't anticipate that first third and long being the first third down in the third quarter, but sure enough, it showed up then. And we had been struggling on third down in the first half, and it was really good execution. And Bishop obviously made his plays and had just a really kind of grinded out second half because the yards weren't easy. Washington State was playing tough up front, and but he just found his niches, found his holes, and played a tremendous football game.
Was it just coincidence that he was 30 yards away and you guys were at the 30-yard line and you just kept giving it to him over and over again?
I really didn't even know. Honestly, I didn't know. And you guys know me well enough. I don't think about that stuff, and I haven't. And nor has he, quite honestly. If the record was meant to happen, it was going to happen, and it was going to happen because of us just doing what we do and playing the way we're capable of playing. It was never an intent to try to get him a record today. The intent was to win the game, and we were able to win the game. We got the most important stat, and that was a W. And along the way, he got a couple of really cool records that he gets to hold on to for a while.
Steve, the one touchdown for Wazoo in the second half, the 4th and 15 conversion, and then was it targeting that they called on Timu that they were going to eject him and they didn't?
Yeah, well, first of all, the play was just frustrating because I think we have 3 guys there, and no offense to Connor, he played a terrific game. He competed his tail off. The pass looked like a punt. It was kind of in the air forever. And there's a linebacker, a safety, another linebacker, and everybody's there. And their kid jumps up and makes a heck of a play. And Timu went in to make a hit on the ball, to jar the ball loose. He never led with his head. It wasn't helmet-to-helmet contact. That was the initial call, that it was helmet-to-helmet. I thought the officials did a nice job of going to review and still ruling it a penalty, but not ejecting him from the game for helmet-to-helmet, because that wasn't what happened. It was shoulder-to-shoulder.
Coach Elshot Thompson?
He's okay. He got a concussion on the opening kickoff in the second half.
Any thoughts on the bowl scenarios at this point? Or?
I don't know. We got time. Wherever they send us, we'll go play and we'll prepare and we'll do a great job. I think for us right now, it's about hitting the road recruiting as coaches, and for our players, it's about finishing off this quarter really well, doing great in school. So that's where our focus shifts now here for the next couple of weeks.
Okay.